Hello, Cancer. I'm Jen with Timeline Tarot. Hope you're doing well today. Let's take a look at your tarot card for the week of November 23rd, 2025. I've set the intention of this reading to be for Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus. So if you have Cancer in any of those placements, odds are there's a little message in this reading for you. Also, keep in mind that this is a collective general reading. It is not individualized nor personalized to you. Messages may come through today that do not fully resonate, and if that happens, don't get upset. Just means that one message is meant for someone else watching. So take what fits, how it fits, leave what doesn't. Be sure to check out your other placements. Also keep in mind, I'm a Gemini. My ruling planet of Mercury is in retrograde. So if I stumble or fumble my way through your reading, I ask for your forgiveness ahead of time. With all of that said, let's begin. So Cancer, if you've never been here before, this is not what you don't see coming for the week ahead. The tarot card of the week reading that I do is typically a question that source wants you to ponder, go within, do some soul searching on. So then you can then come to the decision that you need to make in order to move your life forward. So you don't get stuck in situations, environments, connections, or patterns that no longer serve your highest good. So what is the tarot card of the week here for Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements for the week of November 23rd, 2025. Where's your tarot card of the week? One more shuffle here. Ah, thank you. Okay, you got a couple of cards. I will take them. I don't. It's quite the exception. But you have the King of Wands. What ideas are you ready to implement with others? And then you have the Eight of Swords. What situation, environment, or connection in your life is holding you back? So you have something here that you want to do, an idea, a plan. You're holding yourself back from doing it. Okay, tell me more about this here for Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus. Why is the King of Wands and the Eight of Swords? I think it's the first time that's ever happened in a year and a half that I've done this reading, that a sign has two cards. So maybe this would require you to work with someone else on this. Okay. Why is the King of Wands and the Eight of Swords their tarot cards of the week? Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus. One more shuffle here. Thank you. First card out, the World, followed by Temperance, the Knight of Swords, and the Queen of Wands. There's two people, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy, Aries, Leo, Sag. We have that Aries, Leo, Sag already in that King of Wands. Bottom of the deck, Four of Pentacles, holding yourself back from this new beginning. Ace of Cups, Four of Wands, which would make you very happy. Ace of Swords, that's the truth. Five of Swords here. So you are blocking yourself. Just like this Eight of Swords here, you're blocking yourself, or you're preventing yourself to move towards a situation, environment, connection, an idea, a plan, a goal here that you have. It would make you very happy if you did this. So I feel like this message is very specific. It's for those of you where something has closed out in that World card. And I don't know if that's a job for you, a career path, a living situation, a connection, a romantic partnership. Something has closed out. You've been in this state of healing and recovery with the Temperance card, trying to rebalance, recalibrate yourself ever since that ending happened. There's something here about you moving forward, taking the inspired action towards the new. Even holding yourself back. Okay, first explain to me the World card. Why is the World card here? What closed out for Cancer? What recently closed out for them? What recently closed out for them? One more shuffle here. Thank you. What recently closed out for you? Three of Wands. Two of Swords. Eight of Pentacles. For some of you, it was a job. Eight of Pentacles. Five of Wands. Queen of Cups. Three of Swords. Okay. So for some of you, it was a job. I think you might have been abruptly let go. Or it was a job that you had to abruptly leave because it was almost painful for you to stay in it. The same thing, I want to make sure that mic is on. It is, okay. Same thing if this is like with a friend or a family member or a lover, whether by force or by choice. There was a connection here that you invested in. It became tumultuous. There was discord, disagreements. It left you heartbroken. And at some point in time, it came to an end. Whether by force or by choice, even though maybe part of you was expecting the ending of this situation, environment, or connection, I don't really think you saw it coming. So I don't know, for those of you who are like, if this is work related, sometimes we intuitively know, like, I think my days at this company are numbered, but we don't expect to get fired that day when we walk in. Or for us to walk in on a Friday and for them to say, you only have 2 weeks, we're downsizing and outsourcing your job elsewhere. So I think intuitively, for some of you, with that Queen of Cups, because that is your energy, whether you're masculine or feminine. So again, situation, environment, or connection. I feel like there's a little part of you inside that kind of knew that the ending was coming by force or by choice, but it's just kind of when it happened, like I didn't expect it that day or in that moment. That's the feeling I get here. For one Cancerian watching, you had someone pass away recently. I like within the last couple of months. Same thing. I knew the person was sick, or I knew that they wouldn't be in my life forever, right? I just didn't expect it to happen on that day. So whatever ended here for you, I feel like you've been trying to manifest healing and manifest a new opportunity for yourself ever since then. So you've been in this state of recovery, trying to rebalance, recalibrate yourself. What is this Knight of Swords? Why is the Knight of Swords here? You're supposed to move towards something. You're supposed to move toward. Why is the Knight of Swords here? One more shuffle. Thank you. Five of Wands. King of Wands. Oh, King to the Queen of Wands. Hierophant. Okay, so for some of you, it was a job. It ended. Okay. There's something here about you moving towards applying for a job elsewhere, taking the inspired action, apply for the job elsewhere, and like beating out the competition. In that respect, I think you're playing it small with the Four of Pentacles. I think you're applying for any job. And I get it. I've been there, right? We abruptly lose our job, or even sometimes when we see it coming. And after a while, the resources dwindle, or the savings gets down to zero, or the unemployment runs out. And it's like, I'm going to take any job I can, right? I got to pay the bills and put food on the table. And it's not telling you not to take that kind of job in the interim, right? Obviously, if you need the money, but still continue to look for a job. So I got a couple of messages here for you. If this is work related and you lost your job, or you just want to change your job up, I don't know, maybe you've been there a long time, they're just not paying you enough. You keep going to work every day, Eight of Pentacles, right? You're putting in the labor and you're just not seeing the return. There's no raise, no promotion. It just kind of, you don't know where you're going in that company. It's like, I'm waiting for a raise, waiting for promotion, right? And Two of Swords, I don't see it coming. I feel like my efforts are being blocked. So whether it happened by force or by choice, or you're still working and you've stagnated, if you're looking for a place of employment, I think you're playing it too small. I think there's this mentality of, I have the experience, but not the education. I have the education, not the experience. I'm too old. I'm too young. I'm too this. I'm too that. So for some of you, if you've left that job and you've entered another job, I feel like you just took it because you need work. And that's okay. I get that. But there's a better job out there. Don't quit the job you have, but don't stop looking for the job you have. You know what I mean? Like, okay, well, I got this job. It's Four of Pentacles. It doesn't pay me what I think I'm worth, right? Some of you, like, you lost this job, or you left this job. They were paying you Eight of Pentacles. You now take this new job. It's Four of Pentacles. It's nowhere near even what you were making before, or just what you bring to the table. So there's something here like, what if you have accepted the new job, you're playing it too small. You can continue to work there, but please continue to put yourself out there. For others of you, you lost a job, you haven't received anything new of interest. Source is telling you you're playing it too small. You're trapped in this mentality of like, I can't do that, or I can't apply for that. There's something here like, no, apply for it, even if you think you don't have the qualifications. If there's something within you calling you intuitively, remember we saw that Queen of Cups, intuitively saying, apply for this job, apply for that job, even if you don't think you'll get it. There's something here like, go big or go home type of feeling. You will beat out the competition by moving in that direction. If this is a partnership that has ended, again, by force or by choice, there's another partner out there for you. You may not be ready at this time to, venture out into the world and meet them, but this then would just give you a little bit of hope. This reading is intended to give you hope that when you are ready, you are not trapped in this cycle of being alone. You can take the inspired action. You would be freeing yourself from being single, and you do meet a counterpart. And it sure as hell can go the distance with that Hierophant card. If you had someone pass away on you, remember we saw that Three of Swords, the World card. It's possible you had a love partner pass away within the past couple of months. Even if you're not ready, understandably so, to get back out there and meet someone, again, this is just a little message of hope. When you are ready, you have a new soulmate here on path, okay? For some of you, you want to start your own business and you don't feel like you're capable. And there's something here about connecting to the right person. This person would have the same dream or same goal as you. They share the same vision. King to the Queen of Wands. The two of you would be able to come together. You would be like a powerhouse. Two very different people, right? Two different figures here. This is a bull. So maybe you're the softer kind. This person is the bull. Maybe you're the bull and they're the softer kind. So it's almost like this other person is a little bit different than you. But the same vision and the same goal here is to launch this business. And you're not seeing this person. You're missing this person. What's this all about? 10 of Wands, the Tower, 9 of Swords. Okay, this is going to apply to any of those situations. You're currently at a job. It has stagnated. There's another job out there waiting for you. You need to apply yourself to acquire it. And go big when you're applying. If you lost your job and you settled for anything because you needed money, understandably so, you can keep that job for now, but please continue to apply. There's a better job out there. And again, go big when you're applying. If you've lost your job and you have not been able to find another job, there's a huge career potential here for you. You're not thinking outside of the box. The King or Queen of Wands are energies of people that think outside of the box. It's like you're playing it too small. You're almost like blocking this blessing that would like shockingly come into your life. You're like blocking yourself. You're like, oh, I can't apply for that. Or I've only been blank my whole life. Although that other kind of industry intrigues me, I'm a little nervous. I'm up in my head. I don't think I'm qualified. Apply for it. Apply for it. If it's something you've always wanted to do and you feel calling within, apply for it. Even if you don't think you don't have the education or the experience. If you've lost a partner, there's one on your path. If someone passed away, you have someone else here on your path. If you want to open up your own business, there is someone here on your path. You need to connect with this person. Tell me about this person. This is the energy. They don't have to be a fire sign. This is representing I don't want to call it a replacement, but this is representing the entity of the energy who it's like the new job or the new boss, right? The new business partner, the new lover, the new friend, the new friend group. Like maybe for some of you, you have been ostracized from a friend group. This is still like when you're ready to get out there and meet new people, the new people come in. So that's what that Queen of Wands for me is representing here, the new. This is like you having to take the inspired action and then meeting this individual or these people. Tell me about the Queen of Wands. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Queen of Wands, clarified by Eight of Swords, 9 of Wands, and the Knight of Cups. This person has something to offer you. Sun card, yes. This person has something to offer you. You're not connecting with them. Why aren't you connecting with them? You're playing it too small. You're holding yourself back. You don't think you're good enough. You don't think you're qualified enough if this is a job. This Knight of Cups has this Ace of Cups to offer you. I don't read body parts. This person has something you want or need. Why are they missing this person? I get the whole playing is small or having low self-esteem or being stuck. Why are they missing this person? One more shuffle. Thank you. Why are you missing this person? Ace of Wands, King of Cups, and the Eight of Cups, bottom of the deck to star. It's like you're looking in all the wrong places. You're looking for a job in all the wrong places. You're looking for a friend or a friend group in all the wrong places. It's like you're supposed to be looking here towards the Ace of Wands, but meanwhile, you're looking over here for the Ace of Cups. You know what I mean? Like you're moving in a different direction. So you're not looking in the right place for the job. You're not looking within the right industry for the job. You're not utilizing the correct app or the correct website to find someone to date, to get into a relationship, a long-term relationship with. So let's say I'm speaking to a Cancerian, you're single, and you'd like to find someone, but you're using these apps which are more like for hookups. Meanwhile, you're looking for someone to settle down and marry. Just an example, 4 of Wands, Hierophant. And it's like that person is out there for you. You're just utilizing the wrong technology to find them. You might have to get out there into the 3D world. For some of you, you're getting out there into the 3D world, and it's saying that's okay to do that, but you should also be online. Again, go big. Cover all bases. That's the message. Cover all bases, because that's when your wish fulfillment comes in. So this person or these people, they come in when you look in a direction you haven't looked yet. Yeah, if you're a single Cancerian, you're sitting home on apps that are all for, like, I hate to call it hit it and quit it, but hit it and quit it people, you're not going to find this person. They're not looking for hit it and quit it. Remember, they have the same goal as you do. They want long-term commitment. So you would either need to venture off into, actual places to meet that person, or you would need to go onto websites or dating apps specifically designed for people looking for long-term commitment, not looking for just a quick little hookup. So you're looking in all the wrong places for the job, etc., etc. Four of Pentacles, playing it too small. Tell me about that Four of Pentacles. Playing it too small. What could be holding you back? Fears, doubts, insecurities, using the wrong app. Thinking because you did this job for 30 years, you have to continue to do that job. It's like, no. Okay, you were an accountant. I always use that as an example because I did that for the longest time. All right, you were an accountant. There are other things you can do other than just be an accountant. You can be an accounts receivable clerk, an accounts payable clerk. You could be an accounts payable auditor, which I was. That was one of the most fascinating jobs I had and the most lucrative in my life. Being an accounts payable auditor is working for a firm that's hired by other companies. You go in and you review all of their payouts, all of their payables, and you match up the ones that were erroneous, mistaken, where they paid in duplicate and triplicate. And then you work as a collection agency to bring that money in. The firm makes money. The company that, your client makes money. You get paid a salary and you get paid a commission for the money you collect in. So it's something like that. Like, I've been an accountant for 30 years. Now I've lost my job. The accounting firm I worked for closed up. What do I do now? You're playing it too small. You're like, well, I've been an accountant. That's all I can do. It's like, no, you could be, like I said, accounts payable clerk. You can get into payroll, accounts payable auditing. It's like, it's still within your field, but you kind of have to like broaden your scope, widen your scope on that job. Tell me about that Four of Pentacles. One more shuffle. Thank you. Ace of Pentacles. That's the truth. Broaden your scope and you get it. You get what it is that you want. Page of Swords. The Hermit. If you go, oh, sorry. I thought the mic was going to fall. If you go within and you're like, yes, this is the industry I want to be in, but look at different avenues, how you can still work in that industry, you still utilize some of your experiences or your education, but you don't have to stick to that exact same job. And if you do that, you go within and you're like, let me really think about this. Let me ponder this. You're like, okay, I get it now. It's like the Ace of Pentacles. I know exactly where I'm going to apply. You get it. Oh my God, you're chosen. You're chosen. And the job is very lucrative. Nine of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles. You make the choice to broaden your horizon. Same thing. Like I said, this is love related. And it could be, okay, she's right. Like, I'm talking like you're watching this reading, like, she's right. I'm on all of these hit it and quit it apps. I need to literally get out there and meet people. For some of you, your next person who can really go the distance is within, like, in your own backyard. I just heard in your own backyard. So you might be looking on dating apps or dating websites, but they're literally in your own backyard. So maybe joining a community group. That's how I met my person 5 years ago after my divorce. Volunteered for a museum and there he was. So it could be something like that. Look to see what civic organizations or museums or whatever volunteer organizations are in your area, food pantries, Freemasons, Rotary, anything like that. If you're a veteran, look at veterans groups. There's church groups, religious groups, there's something like that where it's like, this person's literally in your backyard. And if you were to join like a community group, that's where you'd find them. And if you're looking for friends, that's where you would find a whole new set of friends. And when you join that community group or whatever this is for your organization, you're joining not with the intent to meet people. You're joining because their mission and values speaks to you. You're like, oh yeah, that's what I believe. Oh yes, I'd like to get involved with that. Sure, I could volunteer 2 hours a week on a Saturday to that effort. It's like, that's where you then meet these people or that person. So there's definitely something here like that for you, Cancer. You just got to be a little bit more expansive in your view, a little bit more King/Queen of Wands. And that person or those people come in and bring in this new opportunity for you. Let's get you 3 cards of advice. 3 cards of advice here for Cancer, please. So what situation in your life is holding you back? You're thinking too small. Thinking too small. And for those of you where you would like to meet someone eventually, but you had this bad breakup recently or someone, maybe your partner passed away. This is just giving you ideas for when you're ready. This is how you can get out of that 8 of Swords where you think, I'm never going to meet anyone. This is telling you, oh no, there's a person, there's people there when you're ready. And this, in that respect, just giving you ideas of what you can do when you're ready. 10 of Wands, which kind of came out a little on the side there, but we're looking at advice. Ten of Wands, the Hangman, and the Page of Pentacles. Look at this from a whole different way. The way you've been doing it has been burdensome. 10 of Wands. You're looking in the wrong places. That's why it's so exhausting. That's why you haven't found what you're looking for yet. But if you can Hangman, see it from a different perspective, and then Page of Pentacles, learn about the new, where you're applying your efforts, it comes in. Chariot, hella fast. Comes in hella. I did a reading last week. I forgot what sign it was for, and I used that term hella. Maybe it was Aquarius. And I was like, I never used that term. I've been using it ever since, so I apologize. That's not typically in my vocabulary, but yes, it comes in hella fast. Maybe someone watching also has Aquarius, is an Aquarius rising. But yeah, there's something like that here at play. The way you've been doing it has been burdensome, or you feel like you have to do it alone. You know, I'm doing it all alone, or I'm shouldering all of the burden. But if you can just see it from a different perspective, you end up finding the Ace of Pentacles here. So what idea are you ready to implement with others? And what situation in your life is holding you back? You're the one holding yourself back from taking the inspired action to go towards whatever this is. You're thinking too small, Cancer. You got to think a little bit bigger. That is what I have for you, my dear. That is your tarot card message for the week of November 23rd, 2025. If you like that message, it resonates with you, you want to claim all or part of it, please be sure to click like, share, and subscribe. Hype the video if you can. And until I read for you again, I'm wishing you light, love, and peace.